The multi-purpose CFD software, Simerics MP from Simerics Incorporated, is now being used to model showerheads for the semiconductor industry. This picture here is from Extron. It's an example of a showerhead. It's not actually the one that you'll see the simulation of, but it's a good example of the type of equipment that Simerics MP is very efficient at modeling. This demo was done by KW Tech in Korea, one of the distributors of Simerics MP. For those familiar with showerheads, part of the difficulty in modeling them is just really the number of features in a showerhead. For those not familiar with a showerhead, it's very similar to the idea of a water shower. They can be multi-stage. The idea is that you're trying to distribute chemicals, let's say, to a reactor, and you're trying to disperse them evenly and get a nice even distribution on the reaction surface. So in that sense, they involve quite a few holes. This is the example that was done by Simerics MP. You can see that it's a two-stage. So looking at the solid piece here, flow comes in from the top, goes through a first set of holes, and then down through a second set. The substrate would be down here, the reacting surface, and then the fluid that comes in is going to exit through the device. Now these are very three-dimensional devices, so in the past you've had to, because of the high number of holes, perhaps simplify it and only look at part of the solution. The problem with that is you're not really capturing the full geometry, the full effect, 3D effect. So what Simerics MP does is offers, with its capability, offers the ability to do this in a reasonable time. Simerics MP is derived from a software called PumpLinks, developed by Simerics. It has a mesh generator that is very efficient at resolving these fine features, and also the solvers themselves are very efficient. So it's really a question of practicality. There are other, of course, CFD codes out there, but the idea is that you want to evaluate different designs very quickly. They can be quite complex. Simerics MP, the geometry is brought in from CAD, meshed automatically. Simerics MP could actually solve any sort of mesh. It's a arbitrary polyhedral solver, but the binary tree mesh gives very good results and is very efficient and easy to use. So that's what is recommended. Here you get a look at the mesh and also the boundary conditions that were used for this particular simulation. It's not simplified. The geometry is modeled in its entirety, full three-dimensional. This shows you the results. Probably the most impressive fact here, if you are familiar with trying to model these systems, is that this was meshed in less than 2 hours. So using the automated mesher, it was 1.5 hours to mesh it, and then the analysis time was 6 hours. 40 million cells, including laminar, the flow, and the heat transfer, looking at an ideal gas. And this is done on a relatively standard machine. The memory is large because of the size of the mesh, but other than that, it's a Xeon 2 CPU hexacore machine. So this is not multi-processor. This is done efficiently with a relatively standard machine. And this shows, these are the streamlines, so you can see the fluid entering at the top, coming through the two stages, distributing down into the reactor itself and the flow out. Again, 6 hours to do this. You could be looking at different, 8 hours total if you count the meshing. So you could analyze very different designs very efficiently, and that's really what Simerics MP offers. If you have a design that you are interested in modeling, please contact us or one of our distributors. You see here the offices in the U.S. that you can contact, a German subsidiary, and also the international contacts. So again, if we'd be glad to talk to you and maybe do a demo on one of your pieces of hardware if this is of interest. Thank you, and hope to have the opportunity to work with you.